Here we are in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan. This is the room of Alanchik and his papa. We call it our train room. Trains have always been a big part of my life from the time I was smaller than Alanchik. My mom lived in the north in the United States, a place called South Dakota. And my papa and my family lived in New Orleans, which was in the south. So every year, 2 or 3 times, my mom and I, from the time I can remember, took a train from New Orleans to Chicago, from Chicago to South Dakota and back. It's my first memories of life are on the train with my mom. I love trains. My father, also by good coincidence for me, worked for General Electric Supply Company, which is a giant electric company in America. And General Electric was the distributor and supplier all over America of the most famous electric trains. They were called Lionel electric trains, very famous. And because my father worked there, he got a discount on electric trains. Before I was born, he bought a set of electric trains, but as fathers sometimes would, he used the train so much before I was born that it was worn out by the time I was born. And he had to buy for me new electric trains after I was born. And of course, with electric trains, you can't really play with them until you're Alanchik's age, 3 or 4 years old. I still have those trains today in America. That would be 1955. I still have those original trains that my father gave to me. After I started going to school, I didn't think too much about trains because I was working. And it was only after I was a lawyer for several years that I decided to start collecting electric trains and also pieces of trains, lights and whistles and horns and things like that. Obviously I had more time than I knew what to do with. So I bought collector's quality electric trains, and my office at home was full of train things, big trains, little trains, electric trains. When I moved to Kyrgyzstan, I missed trains, but I didn't have any trains here. Once or twice when I was back in America, I brought back to Bishkek a couple of electric trains, but not a lot. After Alanchik was born, though, it gave me a wonderful excuse to start buying trains again, because I thought Alanchik and I would play with trains, and we would have a great time, and when he was a man, he would still have the trains that I had bought for him. So these trains that you see behind me are trains that all were bought in America, but shipped to Bishkek. And each train has a particular significance to me. I liked military trains, and when I was a boy, I never had military trains. And you see lots of tanks and military things. Also, when I was a boy in 1976, actually, I was a young man, was the bicentennial of the American Revolution, or the Declaration of Independence. And there was a very famous train that traveled all over the United States called the American Freedom Train. And it came to all the cities, including New Orleans. And I went to see that train, and you see lots of pictures of real trains. That real train, for example. And these are on the top shelf, and the third shelf are models of the American Freedom Train. These are all working models of electric trains, and Alanchik and I play with them all the time. Alanchik, let's show them how the electric trains work. Come to me, please. You can come up here.
Where's my,
Come here.
speaker man? Where?
You don't need speaker man. Come here.
Why I don't need?
You don't need, because we're going to play with trains. Now, this is a Soviet Union railroad hat. So not only do we have trains, but we have all pieces and parts of trains. In America, incidentally, I had hundreds of trains. And when I moved to Bishkek, I found a museum in New Orleans, a train station which had been turned into a museum. And I donated my trains for an exhibit to that museum. And all of our trains are still there. They belong to me, and someday they will belong to Alanchik. And we are going to America in about 2 months. And for the first time, Alanchik will get to see all of his trains, train parts, train things in America. But in the meantime, we play with this. On the bottom shelf is a Batman train, because Alanchik is a big Batman fan. And they all operate, and it has Lego characters. And for Christmas and holidays, just like in America, we take these trains and we run them around the Christmas tree. So Alanchik, let's show them how our trains run, okay? You want to wear this hat?
No.
Let's turn on this one first.
Let that go.
Keep doing it. Okay. And the one on the top has a whistle. Wait. Okay, do it. Be careful. We're train guys. Yeah? And let's see, we can turn on the Batman train. Alanchik's favorite train. And we also have an army train. Anyway, this is our train room, and we love our trains. I don't know, Alanchik. The trains also make music. They play American songs. They do all kinds of great things when they are running around. Anyway, trains are things that we love. And I wanted to take some videos of these trains so that many years from now, when Alanchik is living in America maybe, or wherever he may be, he will see these and remember it. Very good job, Alanchik. This is called a transformer. Yeah? Oh, you may notice that the trains smoke also.
Oh, they're smoking. Look at this.
Watch the smoke at the top. Anyway, these are Alanchik and Papa's electric trains, and Alanchik will always have these. And when he has little boys, he will run these around the Christmas tree also. Right, Alanchik? Let's turn out the lights so that we can see what they look like. This one. The Batman with all the bad guys on top. Great. What are these, Alanchik? Yes, those are our patches for our hats. Alanchik has many patches. Very importantly, here we have a Batman light. Alanchik. Who is this guy?
Grandpa, Mom.
That's your grandpa, duh? Which guy? Yeah, that guy. He was an army guy. Yeah.
Dad.
Yes, he's dead now. But is he still watching you?
Yes.
Good. So it's your grandpa?
Show the photo.
Yes.
Yes. And does he watch you?
Yes.
What is he now?
A spirit. But I can see it in the camera.
Oh, like this, they're good. This is your grandpa.
That's your grandpa, yes.
But do you know I can see when he's a spirit?
He's a spirit. You cannot see him, but he's watching you.
But I can see him.
Yeah, okay, that's
I can
good.
see him, and you cannot.
And who are these people?
My grandpa,
And who else?
my
Your grandma, your babushka.
grandma.
Yes. Your grandpa and your grandma.
Yeah.
How do they look?
Good.
Yeah, they were handsome people, yes?
Yes.
Yes, yes. Alanchik is the camera guy. He's very artistic. This is American paratrooper guy, and this is guy like Alanchik's grandpa. And this is Soviet Union soldier, although his face to me always looks Kyrgyz, so I think he was a Kyrgyz soldier in the Soviet army. And we have lots of tanks and airplanes and military things, yes? Patches, army patches, baseball patches, Batman patches, football patches. Here's one of our favorite patches. Who is it, Alanchik?
Alanchik and Papa.
Yes,
No,
Alanchik.
Harvey.
Well, yes, same guy. And here's a great patch that we had made. Who are these two guys, Alanchik?
You.
No, not just me. Two guys. Who's the other guy?
You, Alanchik.
Yeah, me and you. Both babies, same age. Alanchik even has his own monogram patches. One says AKW, and the other says Alan Kalaswager. These are for hats and jackets. And Alanchik has a great army jacket that says Flaming Sword on the back, and it has his name. And on the front, it has planes. On the front, it has planes, and it has a great picture of Alanchik telling his papa that he is bald. Okay, how about that? Alanchik has many Batman neckties. He's a very stylish guy. Yes? Anyway, I want to say for all the world to know and remember that this little boy, Alan Wager, is my pride and joy. He's one of the great future people in the world, and I'm very, very proud of him, and I love him very much. Kiss Papa. Thank you, Alanchik. The trains that I showed you at first on the other side of the room are what would be called collector's quality trains. They're not something that you would really let children play with in America, and children Alon's age, even up to the age of 10, play with electric trains, and the trains that they play with are a little bit less expensive and more interesting for children. And so one of the things that we did, Alanchik and I did, was buy a Halloween train, because it's one of our favorite holidays, and we run this train at Halloween. And we have an army train that's for children. Alanchik has always loved tractors and backhoes and construction equipment, so this train has a backhoe and a tractor on it. To be honest, I can't get enough of trains. And then, of course, we have Woody and Buzz Lightyear and a lot of Toy Story related characters. So it's great fun for me and Alanchik, and these are things that I hope he will keep and have for the rest of his life. They're very important to me, and when he's old enough to truly appreciate those sorts of things, it's my hope that he will keep them, and his children and his grandchildren will play with them, and he will have as much joy watching them play as I do watching Alanchik play with things. Life is good, but it's much better when there are children involved. I really love Kyrgyzstan. It's a great country. It has beautiful mountains, it has kind people, wonderful hospitality. And one of the things that it's very famous for and expert at is the textile industry. They make lots of fabrics and clothes, but historically in Kyrgyzstan, the women who weren't living in cities, they were living in the mountains, in yurtas. They were very, very expert at handmade blankets and materials. And I wanted to make this room not just an American-looking train room, but to have a real Kyrgyz feel to it. So you'll see that above the curtains, there's a strip which is handmade by Kyrgyz women. The bedspread also has handmade Kyrgyz things. It's beautiful needlepoint, unbelievably nice. And at the top is a banner which was originally part of 2 or 3 blankets. The pattern is traditional Kyrgyz, I think it's fair to say. But I particularly like that one because it's very old. If you look in the middle, you will see a date. And the date says 1956. So this was, or that part of that was made by Kyrgyz women, babushkas mostly, older grandmothers, who spent most of their time doing that. And it was very beautiful, and I bought the blanket and then I had it made into this banner. 1956 sounds very old to everybody who's reading this, but I was 5 years old in 1956. So anyway, this is Alanchik in my train room, and we spend a lot of time playing with our trains and admiring our trains, and I think that I hope that it will give a lifetime of pleasure to Alanchik over the years. Great fun for both of us. In life, of course, you never know what will happen with pictures, and you want to preserve all the good memories and the good images for the future, and you never know exactly what will happen. I have hundreds and hundreds of pictures of Alanchik. I'm a dinosaur from a technological perspective, so I can't get comfortable just having photographs in a notebook or laptop or flash drives, and I convert most of my favorite photos into hard pictures that Alanchik will have over the years, and this is one of my favorites. We're both wearing our hats with patches on them. He's missing his front tooth, and I am a very happy, happy papa in this picture. I will always think of this picture.